Welcome to Nerd Digital Brew.
Hello, crew. Today we're going to talk about Wolfram Alpha and how it is different than a search engine. Now we've just finished writing search strings and learning how algorithms work within a search engine such as Google. But Wolfram Alpha is different. It's a computational intelligence search, meaning it does not bring you content. It answers questions based upon content, or it tries to show you direction based upon what is already known. And it's an incredible tool that a lot of students don't know about. So we're going to explore Wolfram Alpha a little bit to show you how it works. So Wolfram Alpha covers many different subjects, as you can see, from mathematics to science and tech, society and culture, and everyday life. And I'm just going to go through and show you some of the features. I'm going to talk to you about how it can be used and how, if you're a college student and you're not using this, boy, are you missing out. So the first thing I'm just going to show you is the mathematical side, which tends to be the thing that a lot of students gravitate towards. And then I'll show you some other options. But for you to know, if you think Wolfram Alpha will make you taking a test easier, you're wrong. It's not going to help you be more successful unless you use it as a learning tool. So here's the first thing I can show you. I'm going to put in a mathematical concept for Wolfram Alpha to complete. And if you notice when I put it in, it is going to solve my problem. It'll show me what the factorization looks like, what the result should be, and here's the part that most students really like, is this step-by-step solution. So when I click that, it's going to show me steps into solving the problem. Now notice, if you want the full step-by-step factorization, you have to buy the Pro version, which is usually about $5 to $6 a month for a student. But for a college student, oh wow. So let's say you're trying to teach yourself aspects of Calc 2. Wolfram Alpha and how you can check your work is an outstanding tool. So a lot of students will use this as they'll calculate or complete the work within a problem, and then they'll check their work using Wolfram Alpha. That way they know if what they've learned is accurate, and they can check their work that way and teach themselves as they go. That's a valuable tool. Notice that it'll do plots for me, right? And it'll work it on down. But the part that I really like is that you can download any data, customize it, and even work in interactive mode. And that is further on down the line. But what's really cool is Wolfram Alpha lets you be a programmer, and I'll show you that later. But that's one of the things that Wolfram Alpha can do. Notice this, that you put in factors, that you have an extended keyboard within Wolfram Alpha to help you do science computations, advanced mathematics, anything you might need. It is wonderful. One of the features you also can get as you progress or buy a subscription is the input of images. You can actually calculate images and run comparisons, what that image looks like with geometry, how it looks like it might be plotted. You can even try how you can compute for separate colors within it. Just really pretty cool aspects of Wolfram Alpha. So it's a wonderful tool. Let's go back and show you one of the things that I mean about computational learning. So in Wolfram Alpha, it's different than a search engine. So if I wanted, for example, to find some information about something, and I wrote a search string, it would just bring me content that the search engine found on the web, whereas Wolfram Alpha will gather content for you in a problem-solving manner. So let's say I want to compare items, and I'm going to just pick something randomly that you guys would relate to. I'm going to say Kansas State University versus the University of Kansas, right? So a normal search engine would just bring us stuff about that. But look what Wolfram Alpha was going to do. It's computing. It's going to give me a side-by-side comparison with all the stats and facts that it can gather. Things that you would not necessarily think about or have time to go research and lay side by side. So here's actually location, each one's website, the type of university they are, the year they were founded, and student body. And then, of course, you're going to get logos, locations, where they are on a map. But here's what's really cool. You get stats on enrollment that are significant. So we can know which college is size-wise. KU's bigger than K-State. And KU has more full-time students, as well as more part-time students and more graduate students, more undergraduate students, and more. But here's the thing that's interesting. Look at the graduation rate. And this has been updated. And it's actually gotten better than it was, thank goodness. But look at these graduation rates. 62.66% of students who enroll for a 4 years degree at K-State graduate, while 63.08% graduate from KU. Again, those are not terribly high. Transfer out, notice that there's more students that transfer out of KU that transfer out of K-State. Important information for us to know. Why is that happening? Always good things to research. Then you're going to get prices. Notice that K-State is a better price per graduate than KU is. KU is more expensive. That's something to research. And also what it costs as you go through your career in an education. You know, I always say when you're going to choose a college, these are the kind of things you want to look at. And does the college offer you the content that you want? So here's also how much, which college gives more in grants and scholarships, and what kind of money you're spending, and how do people from those colleges pay off that debt, and if they don't, why? Those are always really important questions. And you can go on and look further as how many degrees are offered, how many master's degrees are offered, all kinds of information. And then you're going to be able to look at actually hits. How many are in Wikipedia? How many hits are generated from the web? And you can actually research that. So here's the really cool thing is all that information was generated, and that would be a lot of research if you had to go ahead and use that or find that information on your own. Pretty darn neat. And it's just a general information kind of things. So if I just want to find information, it's not only going to bring me information, it's going to unlock information where I can also bounce off. I can go further from that. It's an amazing tool. And again, I can find others examples of content that I can bring or learn from. Great ways of examples of how Wolfram Alpha can be really helpful. More than that, Wolfram Alpha this year also went to the cloud. For those people who are interested in programming as well as learning to write code, this is a great tool because it allows you to create and not only create code, but create code that solves problems within it as you're going along. You can upload and create what are called notebooks of your own code that you can publicly share. And Wolfram Alpha also will teach you coding, some coding based on Python right now. They're coming out with C++ as well as their own Wolfram language. Wonderful tools. Here's that language, that course. And you can take this course for free. Fast Introduction to Programmers, Learning the Programming Essentials. This would be a great project for any of my students. Here's what I want you to see as well. And this last thing before we go. One of the things that's an incredible help is the Wolfram Alpha apps, especially for students who are needing to learn as they go. So you can actually download and purchase these apps within your phone, either for your Android or for your iPhone. So if you notice, look at these course assistant apps. From everything from algebra to advanced calculus to linear algebra, statistics, general chem, physics 1, physics 2, geography, music theory, astronomy. There's incredible reference apps that are great for people who are working in the markets. Here's an investment calculator. Incredible information of just about everything from cooking to pregnancy to dog breeds, cat breeds. You can even download a password generator that works from Wolfram Alpha. If you're looking for corporate finance or having a retirement planner, this is the place to go, as well as having stock trader, budgeting, network administrator, incredible help with those concepts. It's like a teaching tool and a problem solver all in one. And then you can get stuff on genealogy, travel, personal fitness, personal finance, and market quotes. These are all purchasable on your device. And what great learning that you take with you as you go. Pretty amazing stuff, guys. So that wraps up Wolfram Alpha in a nutshell. I will probably have you try it out soon. Have a good day.